Fed shit. I got shit on the nigga.
Welcome back to Jacobism, lovely people. In today's video, we are going to discuss the problem with conspiracy theories and the theorists who act as mouthpieces for these ideas. Before we get into this, I'd like to caveat this video with stating that I am a self-proclaimed agnostic conspiracy theorist. Not only have I not had a single COVID vaccine, nor do I ever watch the news, but I believe there to be some quite sinister things that happen behind the scenes in the world, which are fueled by malevolent intent. However, I also take the view that I am a tiny nobody and will never uncover any of these elusive plots, and so do not believe it a good use of my time to ponder upon the delinquency of any alleged proponent. Given this, in this video, I'm going to share with you the attraction, the problem, and the solution for conspiracy theories and their thinkers. Let's do this, people.
Baby, what part?
D-Mac, I make the truth right.
I can't be told no handguns unless the bitch come with a...
In this first point, I'm going to share with you the attraction of conspiracy theories. Number one, they provide solutions and answers to systemic and individual events and problems. On the macro level, we often associate theorists with claiming that Michelle Obama is actually a man named Michael LaVaughn Robinson, or that the world is run by blood-sucking paedophiles. However, it is not always on the extreme end of tinfoil hattery. Where I give conspiracy theories credit is that they try to gain and unveil an understanding of established structures and institutions and the interplay between them, such as government corruption and the global banking system. Efforts such as these are invaluable to a democratic and equal society. However, this can go awry when they conflate changing ideas and values with events and wider macro trends of culture and governance to provide an answer that fits a certain narrative or cognitive bias. Number two, these theories also provide answers to the individuals on a personal level. However, where they go wrong is that their skepticism is based upon personal experience and not that of a large enough sample to form a reasonable conclusion. There are enough theories out there that if you go looking, will provide you an answer for any domain. Conspiracy theories offer a scapegoat for why an individual's life isn't the way they wish it to be. For example, I am not a success because school was structured in a way to inhibit and prevent social mobility. The more nuanced problem with this is that, consciously or not, it promotes a mindset of victimization. By believing all these establishments and institutions are inherently structured against you, this can make one question the reason to even bother, as they have little to no agency. Conspiracy theories, given the breadth of their ideas, generally provide comprehensive solutions and answers to issues that are not always answerable. Number three, the desire to be seen as different. Given our society is hyper-globalized and has led to hyper-socialization, there is an appeal to buck the trend. Given our society's romanticism for trailblazers, such as disruptive entrepreneurs, there is great appeal for an individual to find a solution or answer outside of the box. When there are economic downturns or events that rock our society's boats, finding an answer outside of the mainstream solutions and providing it to the masses can feel like a just cause. Despite the desire to be on a quest for knowledge that goes against the mainstream grain, as I will argue later, these individuals are, as opposed to blazing a trail, only falling into the fallacy of another group's ideology.
I can't be fucking these dog hoes unless the bitch come with a buddy. With a friend. I can't be driving no regular cars. The bitch gotta come with a button.
In this second point, I'm going to share with you the problem of conspiracy theories and their proponents. Number one, it cultivates a mindset of distrust. When you take the red pill of conspiracy theories, it can often make you more open-minded to more theories, a snowball effect, which is ultimately a never-ending rabbit hole. This effect, and I have often seen, leads to total and utter distrust of institutions and systems that, in turn, lead you to ignorantly believing in, quite frankly, total nonsense. Therefore, if anything is possible, why can't the water be turning the frogs gay?
I don't like a button
chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Number 2, almost following on from the last point, it is not good for your mental health. The constant consumption of contrarian ideas and skepticism of everything can often lead to a very poor outlook on the world. The motives behind any staunch conspiracy theorist are never rooted within positive intent. If you ruminate on the ideas that structures and people are out to get you and that you are solely fighting an uphill battle in life, then you are going to cultivate a negative outlook on the world. Further to this, the other side of the mental health aspect of believing in conspiracy theorists is that you alienate yourself. Most people are not hugely distrusting of the world and believe that there are sinister things going on. And therefore, once you go down the rabbit hole, you can feel quite disconnected from your peers and alone in your beliefs. A poor outlook, paired with solitude amongst your peers, will only lead to a life of despondency and indignation. Number 3. A conspiracy theorist would often lay claim that the masses are sheep. However, they are also falling ill to the fallacy of groupthink and have only joined the herd of black sheeps. Groupthink is the practice of thinking or making decisions as a group, resulting typically in unchallenged and poor quality decisions. As humans, due to our hardwired nature to socially conform, we have a tendency to side with groups. However, a conspiracy theorist can actually, despite going against the tide of mainstream agendas, just find themselves in another group of ideas of whom they're prescribing to. Number 4, it is an utterly futile task. Most theorists will never convert any theory to fact, and therefore it's all hearsay and speculation. The chances of Steve down the pub finding the latest evidence as to why the earth is flat is about as likely as finding human rights in Guantanamo Bay. Where these theorists go wrong is that they never stop to ask themselves what their obsession will ever amount to. The answer is nothing. Most people, myself included, are inconsequential nobodies and will contribute absolutely nothing to the history of the world. Yes, you could be that 1 in 500 million, but you probably won't be. Therefore, it is not a good use of your time to be pondering upon these ideas. Which brings me on to my next point.
I was broke like a wild bet. Now I'm up all of a sudden. Now I'm up there. I can't be rapping for free. They gotta send me the budget. I can't be fucking these hoes.
Now in this third point, I'm going to share with you the solution. As stated before, I am quite the skeptic and believe there to be some dubious, if not ominous, events and actors within the world, especially with the likes of the recent COVID pandemic. News outlets are biased and for the most part, mouthpieces for scaremongering tactics. However, I do not spend any time scouring Reddit conspiracy theorists nor any alternative platforms to uncover any plots that are keeping me fat and suppressed. I've seen several people live lives of frustration and bitterness because their peers don't understand them and the world feels against them. My antidote for this is taking a more diluted approach. As I said before, I am a self-described agnostic conspiracy theorist. I accept that things are going on, but frankly, I do not think it likely that I nor anybody else will prove any theory, and I am also lazy. As stated before, it is not a good use of my time to be worrying about all the terrible things going on in the world, because I recognize that not only will it be a futile task, but it will also be bad for my mental health to obsess about how the world is conspiring against me. And now, lovely people, it is time to end. I hope that this video has shown you that conspiracy theorists and their ideas, whilst they can be beneficial to society at times, is generally a useless task and is bad for an individual's mental health. And so, thank you all for watching. I wish you the best on your journey. And if you want some more voluptuous, juicy content, then hit that big fat red fucking button.
I just came home with nothing. Now I'm up all of a sudden. Hey, now I'm up all of a sudden. Hey, now I'm up all of a sudden. Hey, hey. Money bag, money bag. So with it. I'm in the booth with a money bag. Right now. Here go the bricks where the money at. Give me a load.